I think we're cooking, streaming. Only three players today, but at the end of last session, um, you um, leveled up to level 17. So I think for single class players, that's like the pinnacle. The last point where you've now got access to the ninth level spells, and obviously 17th level. We're well and truly in tier 4. So I'll just recap. I've got it in front of me on screen. So you've not fought your way, but you've gambled your way through the casino in Hell, Avernus, which covers one of the entrances to Tiamat's lair, and entered the private sanctum of Tiamat's lieutenant, and a huge fight ensued. A windfall. Tiamat's lieutenant, a favoured lieutenant, had her own sort of scheme going on. She had a piece of the rod and was using it to try and. It's probably not worth going into too much detail on it, but she was trying to somehow resurrect or bring back into being Tiamat's old flame, Sadi, or the ruby dragon. Gem dragons being the sort of neutrally themed dragons, whereas chromatic evil, metallic good generally. You defeated Windfall, and I think Windfall was the only enemy in the room at the time. You'd managed to lock out the bouncers, or trick them, and it was pretty quick battle, pretty quick and brutal. And as Windfell sort of dropped, Tiamat sort of strode into the room. Fighting stopped, or sort of. There was a bit of elbowing from a couple of stay unconscious type of whacks, I think, onto Windfall. However, Tiamat raised from the dead a couple of fallen from your party, and you learned from her that Lolth, Tiamat's, well, I wouldn't say enemy, but someone that she despises as a force of chaos, but otherwise maybe too close to home. They're almost kindred, in other than law and chaos being the main sort of differentiator. Lolth seems to have thrown her lot in with Vecna, and she's happy for you to go and sort things out, and she gave you her blessing, and the rod is now yours. She has asked you wish what you, and that's when you went up to level 17. So just applying those changes. Now you might not have, you wouldn't have had a chance yet to memorize new spells or prepare new spells, that sort of thing. But she had said, I can, send you where you need to go. So I think we're pretty much at that point. I think, Noida, you were going to cast your wish once you prepared it to wish in a lost suit of armor of Felwyn's, or
yeah. I thought we already did that. Like we teleported and
we sort of fast tracked it, but I wanted to sort of take a bit of time describing that journey.
Okay.
Sort of it was probably about a 30-second discussion. It's not like we need to roll any dice or anything, but so I guess first things is, where do you want to go? I think normally you'd been plane shifting to
I think we're going back to Sigil.
Yep. Okay. Well, she says Sigil's doors are closed to all outer planar creatures, unless there's a gateway you know of that can get you there. How have you been getting to Sigil previously?
I think, Elide, you're our taxi driver, aren't you?
I can be.
Yep.
I think you can cast something, can't you?
Yeah, I have teleport.
Yep.
But it has to be. Hold on, let me pull it up. a level of I have to like know somewhere well. Do I know this place well enough?
So this would be the teleportation circle within Prismea, the Fey realm. I think you've been going via there to get to Sigil, and then going through the gardens, manicured gardens, and so on to get, because there is a doorway that the rabbit folk, Harangon, Slutney Pot Dodger, then showed you a way through to get to Sigil. You know, a more permanent doorway.
Yeah, I mean, I can cast teleport, and if I'm familiar enough with it, I just displayed it in the.
Does teleport work with extra planar travel? Normally, or is it just the same plane?
Yes, just the same plane.
It's the same plane.
But teleport, yeah. So, it would need to be plane shift.
I thought we had plane shift. Someone had plane shift.
Yeah, I think it might. I think plane shift was.
I think it was
the druid that was doing that.
I know. Eric dropped before we got plane shift. I think it was. We got a scroll.
Elide, you might not have even been here. And we just sort of said, Elide's a wizard. Really? When you got the scroll of plane shift, Elide could probably learn it and put it in the books. So we just assumed that might have forgotten to let you know that we had sort of assumed that you had been provided with a scroll that you could scroll into your spell books and basically learn that spell. This is on top of your normal total that you can learn, because this is you just added to your book. So it's that spell, but Tiamat can cast the same spell if you don't have that memorized, or if you don't have that level spell available to you right now.
Yeah, I have that level.
You do?
I have 7th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You managed to survive, get through with your 7th level spell intact. Nice.
The trick is to be incapacitated, so you cannot use it.
Cunning.
Plain, right?
Okay. So you say, gather round, children, join hands, and you cast your magic spell. A circle of power starts glowing at your feet. All of you vanish and tunnel. Replay the opening to Stargate, and you appear in what you're expecting to see, a lush garden with ever-present starlight, the twilight of the Fey realm. And looking above you, you can see that there are stars in the sky, but you can't smell any flowers, you can't smell any pine cones or that sort of thing. In fact, all about you there look like to be trees that have been shattered, and there's just jagged stumps poking out of the ground, and walking ankle deep in what looks like ash. Doesn't look anything like the. It looks nothing like the magical playground that was Prismea when you first came here last.
Is there anyone around?
You can't see anyone, but you can hear some voices. You can hear some sort of like a drone rising and lowering, but it sounds like a hymn of some sort.
Elite, are you sure you got the correct address? Maybe you do like a wrong left turn at the 5th dimension.
This is my first time here. I was going where y'all told
Google
me.
Maps.
This is your first time here, so you might have been here actually, but in the last time you bounced back from one of these outer planar realms, but you might not. This is why you might not have been available that session. But for all of you, this you can see the stone castle of
Heart's Desire.
Yeah, the palace in the distance, but it's a derelict ruin.
This doesn't look right.
Yes.
All right. Does it? Is it there? Like, does it look like it's been in this state for a while, or?
Yeah, it does. Now the place that you're seeing on your map is not, obviously it's not as green and lush. This just shows you can see that there's a curve and there's some boulders and things, and there's some tree stumps poking out. We're pretty much in the same sort of layout, but obviously not green anymore.
Okay.
And question: how much of the rod do we have now?
6 out of 7.
Yeah. 6 parts.
Okay. And we can't see anybody or anything around.
You can hear some voices where there was like a
Voices,
Stonehenge
that's right.
type place, and you can hear them. But you can't see through to that area at this stage.
Should we go have a
Follow the
look?
voice.
Right?
I'm just calling up what
Start sneaking over that way.
Yeah, okay. So you head over there, and you go, over a bit of a hummock, and you can see what look like the ghosts, satyrs, bugbears, some tiny, fae, like maybe 2 feet tall, but they're all ghostly apparitions. And you can see there's a few just standing near the bridge off to the east there as well, and they all seem to be facing the same direction, and they're sort of whispering to themselves some sort of chant over and over.
Which direction are they facing?
They're facing towards the direction of the like the ring of stones.
Okay.
Do we recognize
the ones on the bridge are also facing south, so it looks like they're all facing the same direction, but not, facing to the same point. It's sort of like everyone's facing Mecca or whatnot, so they're not all facing west, for example. So you can triangulate and see that they're pretty much facing on this this ring of stones, which is where the doorway to Sigil was that you'd been using previously.
And they're not taking any notice of us at all?
No, you will walk past a couple, and they're sort of, and you look at their eyes, and they don't have eyes. They're just like black pits.
Okay, that's creepy. Hello, can you hear us?
And the ghosts just ignore you.
Are we close enough to hear the words? Is it some kind of recognizable language?
It is recognizable as Sylvan. I'm not sure if you speak that or not.
Sylvan, nope.
Anybody else?
No. And we can't see what they're looking at yet?
You can cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
That should work.
Yep. All right.
Sure,
So I think you can do that as a ritual, even save yourself. If you've got time. But in any case, you cast comprehend languages, and you can hear them. Oh, hail the whispered one.
Anyone know who the whispered one is?
Vecna, the big bed.
They're hailing him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gungo, can you do a investigation for me, or insight, either or? This is for you trying to seek out what they're looking at.
What did I get there? I got an 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, you can tell that they're all looking generally in the direction of the ring of stones, but not particularly anything, any particular point.
Okay.
Your tokens are double size on this too. It's just not that it really matters, but that's okay.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't mind sitting down for a rest somewhere, maybe.
Okay, can we first try to get the sigil? I would rather not stay here with the ghosts and the ashes and the. I really don't want to. I don't want to think what these ashes are of. So.
keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you move into the circle of stones, and move to the. They're each carved with an archway of runes, and you know that they're supposed to take you to different places. And there's one in particular that you've been using to get to sigil. You go in there, you touch it, and think of the place you want to go, and the runes normally, empower, activate, and you can step through.
Cool.
Okay, so is that what you want to do? Go and activate it? Okay. All right, so go up to the archway, touch the stones, they glow as normal. As they do, the chanting seems to increase, as if this, array of morose fey ghosts all start saying it, rather than just whispering. The "All hail the whispered one! All hail the whispered one!" And they start to get a little bit more excited.
Any way we can speed up?
Okay, it becomes active, and Alid, you know that it's now a functional portal.
Okay.
All right, you step through.
Shall we?
Yep, step through quickly. Get out of here. Yeah, rush through, and let me see. You arrive in your alley in Sigil. You at first you can hear like it doesn't sound like the buzz of activity that you normally would, like a busy city street, but you can hear like marching in unison.
Can we see where this marching is happening, or where it's coming here? Figure out where it's coming from.
Well, you can see a few soldiers sort of seeming to march past the end of the alleyway where you are.
Do you recognize them based on clothing or anything?
They look like angels with black wings.
Marching around Sigil.
Yeah.
I thought this was
Can we see? Yeah. And anybody else around?
Not right in your alley. You've only got a very narrow field of vision into Sigil from where you are, because you'd need to go down to your alley and out onto the sort of main streets into the city. If you can want to go and have a peek.
Gonna go and sneak up to the corner just to have a look.
Up to the what? Sorry.
Just up to a corner to have a look around.
Right.
Like he was trying to stealth up so he can't be seen.
Okay.
I always think it's funny when Gungo stealths.
Yeah.
So
Does he do this?
Hippie hooks.
Or do you have a cloak and you put your cow muzzle in your elbow? Okay. Let's put you in here. There's a few duplicates here, but that's all right. We'll just keep you all together. And you come out into a wide avenue, maybe 25 feet across as a road. There's some buildings built onto the side of it, but really it's actually a bridge between two sections of the city, and there are bridges above you crisscrossing, as think of Star Wars Coruscant and towering buildings above you. There's also diminishing into the distance, the city below as well. If you were to fall, might be 100 feet, 50 feet or so, depending on what you're falling onto. I think you can probably see that on the map where you are, is that showing up?
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Okay. So there's some you can see some shopkeepers. Some shops are still open, but most of the windows are boarded. It's you can see that there's a strong militia in the streets. They look to be fully armoured. Now that you're out onto the street, you can see that they are undead. So you suspect something like wights or some skeletal sort of undead. But as warrior types, not just skeletons or zombies or whatnot. But they are led by these impassive angels in red armor with black feathery wings. Impassive. One of them stops and looks like they're casting their senses out around them, and then they sort of gesture to a house, and the wights sort of kick in the door and all rush in.
How many of these things are there?
There are still citizens on the streets, but they seem to be sort of standing back. And when I say so, let's see who we got. Felwyn, Gungo. Gungo, you observe that the mix of the population is quite different. Previously, there was mechanical beings from Mechanus, Modrons, demons, devils, angels, fae. Just looking at the busy streets below and up and down the street, you can see devils. You can see humans and sort of the demi-human races from your homeworld. Noticeably there are no elves or fae, no drow, no demons at all. No slard. You'd seen these frog-like beings were not uncommon, but they stand out. Because they look like giant, like frog folk, but you don't see them either.
Maybe hoods up, guys. Can we see any citizens by themselves anywhere? Like away from the whites?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's plenty. You can go and find someone to talk to.
Yeah, go up to someone, and just gesture to the house where the whites all ran in and say, "What's going on over there?"
They say, "Oh, hail the Whispered One," and give you a little hand
hail the
gesture.
Whispered One.
There's they're probably rooting out resistance. The last vestiges of chaos in Sigil.
See.
Yeah, Sigil will be cleansed. Hail the Whispered One.
No.
It says for the greater good. The greater good.
And citizens are just wandering through the streets, okay?
Yes,
Like,
although
about
there
their
are
business?
things like checkpoints and random checks and things like that. But otherwise,
Okay.
there's still commerce. There's still, it's not like you're walking around in a castle, courtyard. It's still a city.
Neither will sigh and take out his amulet of the Whispered One and his robe of the Inquisitor and put them on begrudgingly.
All right. Okay.
Thinking I should probably put my hood up at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Gungo will just stand behind Grand Inquisitor Noida.
Okay. And you follow along. Where do you want to go to, Inquisitor Noida?
More the guidance.
Oh yeah. Okay. So there's another portal, some way through the city, few miles walk. Okay, and you can start making your way there.
Right.
Now, I think some of you might
So
be still significantly injured. Alid, were you actually dead? Like you were returned to 1 hit point, I think, by Tiamat.
Actually, Elite and Ganga should be up to full because while we were talking with Tiamat, Lady kept his healing thing for a minute.
Okay.
That was my question, too, how much we got healed.
All right, so let's put you all at full.
Oh, okay. Not limping through the streets.
Okay, not anymore. You there's absolutely gore and blood and scorch marks on your clothing. Your hair's all bedraggled. Like you've still had a fight. But you're cured. So there's no actual scars under or wounds underneath.
If anyone asks, say it's not your blood.
No. Yeah, you look like you're cosplaying as a defeated party, but okay, so you make your way, and there's to a checkpoint, and Noida. There are 2 guards at the checkpoint, and it looks like a bit of a choke point, so they've sort of blockaded one of the streets and questioning people as they come through.
Right. Before breaking a stride, just walk through.
Okay. They sort of stop you and say, "Oh, hang on, you've got your Inquisitor stuff on. Can you just do it in a? Actually, what's your passive intimidation?"
Intimidation. 15, I guess. It's 10 plus the modifier, right?
Okay.
So 15.
Okay. So they step aside and just let you through.
Okay.
Ganga's just going to walk behind him.
We're hot on Noida's tail.
All right. Okay. So with you can passively intimidate most things just by just striding, kicking through doors and whatnot. You make it through a couple of checkpoints, and eventually get to an area where there's a series of shops, and between 2 shops there's a wall where a doorway up to like a townhouse, which similar to the other portal, you would go up, touch it, it would glow, and you could go in just like a Morkanon's magnificent mansion type of deal. You go there, and the gateway is destroyed. There's there's just like a charred, broken stone. It looks like there's been so much of an explosion that there's cracks in the wall of the townhouse where this portal was.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I don't think that's going to work.
I suppose tavern. Was the burning corpse had quite a nice atmosphere. This before.
Yep.
Is the rod pulling you in any direction, Noida?
Good question.
Yeah. So, and that was another thing I was going to tell you about the rod, right?
Yep. We can wait till we find a spot, and I actually try to.
Yeah, that's
spend an hour.
Yep. Okay.
Tuning
and so on. Okay. Sorry. So, the pull. So you've attached it on, and it's just they just sort of link together by bringing them close, almost like 2 strong magnets.
Okay.
You don't feel any strong pull in any direction.
Right.
Gungo, you do notice a figure sort of watching you go past, a beggar in the streets, sitting amongst the refuse.
Ganga will just quietly, low key, greet him using Thieves' Cant.
Okay. And he speaks the lingo of the streets. And there's a lot. It's pretty large, pretty big figure. Even though sitting down, knees up to the chin, hunched over a bit, but still is pretty big, pretty bulky. And under the hood, you can tell the creature is a bugbear.
Gungo will just go over there with a gold coin and put it in his whatever he's using to collect.
Oh, thanks.
Times are tough around here,
And
hey
the
friend?
times are tough. Only those who cower to the Whispered One and those who are insane survive. And he sort of taps his temple.
Gungo's going to turn to these guys and say, "I think we're going to be okay."
And you know that a bugbear is actually a class of fey creature, so you haven't seen any fey, so somehow this bugbear's managed to sort of go onto the radar. Looks like Chewbacca with mange.
That's good that you're managing to keep safe there, friend.
Yes. I have visions, and it's the visions that keep me insane, sane, who knows?
Oh, yes.
I had visions a group like you would come through, and a kind woman with white hair, dark skin, told me to wait for you. I answered the calling, and he looks around up in the sky as if, who knows?
Did she have a name? Or any message for us?
Yeah, he said he gives you a name in Sylvan, but it's not a word you recognise.
White hair.
And what it means, though, he says it is her name that the Fae give to her. It means oldest sister.
Sister.
The sister.
She is one of the seven. I'll put it in the chat.
Oldest sister of one of the seven. Do you mean 7 siblings?
Oh, that makes sense. You're not insane enough to get by in these parts. But I guess that's why you've joined the Whispered Ones.
Yeah.
Whenever I have these dreams, I write them down. You can look if you want.
Oh, definitely.
Just looking at his dream journal.
Okay.
This might be the thing that drives us insane.
Okay. Okay, you scan through this journal, and there's a lot of references in here, but it's in code. But Alid, I think you've got enough, passive intelligence even, to read through this and see that there's some sort of code to try and decipher. But you're pretty sure that there's certain, now having starting to go through, that the 7 sisters, the oldest sister is Illustriel.
Okay.
And in her home world, she was one of 7 siblings.
Okay.
Do you know if there's any way we can contact her?
Yeah.
Who? The sister? She doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Only in my dreams.
Okay.
Great.
So, Alastria was the one.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Yep.
So she was the one that got charmed by the vampire guy pretending to be Mordecai.
Yes, she was in the process of being turned into a vampire thrall by Kaz the Betrayer.
That's right.
Kaz is the one who destroyed Vecna's body last time round and had him sort of banished for 1,000 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you, I think, Alid, you've got the sword of Kaz. I think, Gungo, you've got the hand of Vecna.
Wrapped up in some palm leaves.
Okay. Sorry, because it's been quite a while ago and a lot of happened since.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I think we knew where the 7th part of the road is, because before we went to hell, we had to make a choice which part we go after. That much I remember. It's between hell and Plane of Ash or something.
So hell was the 6th part, which you've just come and found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not sure of the exact location of the 7th part, but you know that there were references to the Pandemonium.
Pandemonium, that's right. Okay.
And reading through this bugbear's dreams.
Come on, they're people too.
Yeah. I say person. It's very vague. This being. Let's see. You can, Ali, do you want to try and do a? I'm not sure what it would be. Any particular skill or proficiency you've got to try and derive information out of these dreams? Maybe insight or, or a straight intelligence check if you've got some skill.
Would you like some guidance?
Yeah.
Right, then guidance. Here you go.
Yeah, I'll just do straight intelligence.
Okay.
Make sure I'm selected.
And you can have plus D4 to that.
Okay. Not
nice.
Oh my
Nice.
God. Natural
bad
20.
for the first roll.
Is that your first roll of today? Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take it.
Okay. Well, you're you can pretty clearly determine some of these are almost seems childish how obtuse Celestial was trying to be, but it's just so obvious to you. And they're at first it references that it looks like they are implanted visions in this guy's head, because as Vecna remakes the world and by modifying history, things will just vanish, like libraries will vanish, evidence will vanish. You saw some of this, when you were in your home plane, when you came back from the ocean. And so this was Illustrial's way of trying to preserve what she had learned, or give you some information before possibly her realm, her demi-plane, whatever, got erased effectively or reworked. That the Whispered One is still focused, or still must focus on continuing what they refer to as the Purge, which is this rewriting of history, this realigning, remaking in Vecna's vision. Now, oddly, this purge is using raw chaos, and somehow the powers of chaos are being harnessed and focused to do this purge, and that's all happening somewhere in Pandemonium, in the howling wasteland of Pandemonium. There's also mentions that he cannot be destroyed while incomplete. So he, you can defeat him, I guess. And you remember, if you recall, you'd been given a chime of banishment,
Mm-hmm.
and you've still got that with your group, and that was something that can banish things, much like a banishing spell, more powerful than that. It can't be can't be resisted if they're weak enough, and that will send them back to their home plane and trap them there. So there's possibly that you can send Vecna back to his home plane by weakening him enough and then ringing the chime of banishment. But all that would do is send him to his home plane, where he can at least be finally destroyed using the Sword of Kaz or any other means that you have.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have to first. They say we have to make him whole before we can hurt him,
or at least have those parts to get. It has to be complete. So whether he's actually joined his hand on, or whether his hand is just at least present.
Okay, that's better. Then we have to get him low enough so that I can use the chime, and then we have to teleport to his home plane to finish him off before he recovers.
Yeah.
Okay, easy peasy.
When you say like that, it's easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we need a long rest between now and then, because I already used plane shift.
Yeah.
All right.
And I guess we also have to try and decide if and how we're going to use the hand and the sword.
Mm.
And we do have to go to Pandemonium, right?
Yep. The seventh part still awaits.
Yeah.
As for the hand, did we identify all that? What they do, what they don't do?
I don't think so. No, I think we just I think our intention was to go and see Mordenkainen and ask their advice on what we should do.
All right.
You also might not recall, but there's mention of the last known custodian or owner of the Eye of Vecna was in the hands of Accerak the Eternal, who resides in a place called the Tomb of Horrors.
Tomb of Horrors. All right.
That was the last thing we had to do before. I think.
All right.
Was it?
Yeah. So, Pandemonium, Rod, Tomb of Horrors, which I guess is just on regular plane somewhere.
Weirdly, it's Earth, which is also the home plane of Vecna.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so are we going to do anything about Sigil, or do you think there's just nothing we can do about Sigil?
I think it's like all the other places. The only way to revert is to deal with Vecna.
Okay. All right. What about Mordenkainen? There's probably just no way we can. Has anyone got any way of scrying or contacting him?
That's currently no.
Or what about your What about the rod with your commune?
Commune. I used it today for gambling. He will admit shamefully.
Okay, maybe we can use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If we can stay away from the casino.
I don't have scrying.
Scrying could work.
You've got scrying?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
This bugbear looks up at you and with a bit of a sort of twinkle in his eye says, it would be very exciting if you could find Miska.
Miska?
And it's a bit weird. He has, rather than having this sort of a little bit slack, slow voice, it does creak into a sort of croaky voice a little, so as if a mask is slipping.
Miska, okay.
Miska's the spider.
Yep. The spider?
Right? Miska the wolf spider, the queen, lieutenant of the queen of something.
Yeah.
And what would be the point of finding Miska?
The Whisper one is using Miska, I think.
All right.
Free him.
So we should take...
And there is no energy source for the Whispered one's purge. And he looks around.
Okay.
All right.
Where do we find Miska?
Yeah, where do we start looking for Miska?
He says, "Oh, the Howling Lands, I expect."
Howling runs. Okay.
Pandemonium.
What's your name?
You would recognize.
So did he give us a name?
Here they call me Lurtz.
Lurtz.
What a name. Lurtz.
Are you just getting names from the IKEA catalogue, Anthony?
No, from Lord of the Rings.
Very good. I find the IKEA catalogue's a good source for names.
It is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, but and he sort of lifts his eyelid and sort of just pulls it back a little bit just for you, Gungo, and you can see there's like grey rubbery skin.
I see. I feel like I've met yours type before, Lurtz.
He sort of he leans in as if to whisper something.
What's that, mate?
You going to lean in?
Yeah.
He says, in Limbo, they call me Jatakazul.
Really? You go there often, do you?
And you recognise this skin, this rubbery skin, and as the skin of like a frog.
Yeah. We fought.
Yeah.
That's before, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the astral plane on the ship in the crash ship.
Yep.
That's right.
There was an agent of chaos. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do that one day, and then they're your best mate the next. But
all right.
Okay. So, do you know any way we can get to Pandemonium? Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can get to anywhere from Limbo.
Well, I thought you could get anywhere from Sigil.
Oh, you can if you know the door.
So what about Limbo? Can we get there? I feel like I was there recently.
Yeah. I'm just checking.
Limbo.
Here we go. I can take you to Limbo with me if you want, but I don't really want to go there. I'm busy being crazy here and observing.
Very demanding job.
Yeah. I like this wall. It holds my back up and vice versa.
All right.
But if you go to Pandemonium, that means you'll face Vecna. He seems like he's sort of starting to talk as if rather than obtuse or faking, as if he's been sort of faking some of his insanity or what he does or doesn't know. Maybe he's been able to interpret his own dreams quite easily.
So you mean Vecna is currently in the pandemonium?
I would expect, based on my writings, yes, from my visions.
Okay, so pandemonium.
Pandemonium is where this ritual, channeling chaos to remake the world.
And that's where Mishka is, right? Mishka.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miska, Vecna, and the seventh party are all in the pandemonium. So maybe we should first go visit the Tomb of Horrors to get the eye. So when we go to pandemonium and Vecna shows up, we already have all the parts.
You'll have all the bits, all of his bits.
Yeah.
All of the bits. Okay.
That is on Earth, right?
He reaches in and gives you a jar. Put it in here. You don't want to touch it. It's ick.
It's ick.
Ick. Right.
Take the jar.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Put it in the bag.
Yep. And the jar's got this liquid in it, and it's got this sort of swirling pearlescent thing. It reminds you of that jar with the slithering thing contained in it that Elric poured into the ocean a long time ago.
Lifetime ago.
Yes.
All right. So Lords, you don't know any way to pandemonium, but do you know any doorways that lead to Earth? Sorry, Earth.
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 I don't, but I know a guy who does.
All right.
Okay.
Would you...
And he says, come back tomorrow, and I'll reach out to my contacts, which seems really weird. He's a beggar on the streets, but
okay.
He's talking it up.
And do you know anywhere safe we can stay?
He mentions a couple of boarding houses that you could go and stay at.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah. And I suppose worst case scenario, if this chaotic creature gets like a maniac depressive episode and changes his mind, we could try going back to the ruins of the Palace of Heart's Desire and use the Stonehenge.
Yep.
As a backup possibility.
Yep.
Sorry, what's that for?
The teleport that we just used in the stones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yep.
Each stone leads to a different plane of existence, so we could potentially use it if we really need to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Lurch, is there anywhere good to stay in town? Safe?
There's nowhere safe to stay for people like you, people like us.
Oh.
I would suggest, I can make some space, and he starts moving some trash around in his alley.
So sweet.
Well, maybe an inn.
Yes.
All right.
Inn sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Well, every third place in this city is an inn, so so you could really pick any.
Right. The nearest one.
Yes.
Go to the nearest one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you can find your way to get rooms, and there's many forms that need to be filled out. And
Gungo's going to go up to the person at the bar or whoever, and he's going to do a flourish, and he's going to push his hands out wide. He's got since he died and come back to life, he's got this new sense of calm, and he's got a skill called panache.
Oh yeah.
So he can make a Yeah, persuasion roll versus an insight roll. And if we're not in combat, he can charm someone for a minute.
Okay.
So he's just going to try and do that to the attendant and get him to do the paperwork for us.
Okay, all right. And what does he have to do? Saving throw or?
Insight versus that persuasion roll.
Okay, so you've got your 24.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, sir. Yes, sir. I'll fill these in for you. No problem. If you don't mind, I'll come and ask you any questions if I'm struggling.
Very good.
Okay. And you go and sit at your bar. You've got your pint or whatever it is that you're drinking, and eventually he sort of struggles a little bit and he's tapping the corner of his mouth with his pen. He ends up coming and asking you, "What date of birth again, sir?" Sorry, and goes away. Then he comes back. Sorry, sir. It's very John Cleese. And he ends up every now and then, calls out Sybil, and he ends up sort of pulling up a little beanbag and crouching on that and filling in the form and asking you questions. It feels like you've just got a scribe.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So you have a fitful night's rest, but you still recover. A full long rest. You can spend any hit dice. I don't think anyone needs to recover any hit points. Maybe Noida.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm doing.
Apply your new maximums for hit points and things. Prepare whatever spells you want to prepare. And then eat a full breakfast. And head back out onto the streets to go and find Jatagazul. I stole Jatagazul too. It's one of the Protoss from StarCraft.
StarCraft?
Yeah.
StarCraft 2, yeah. Actually, 1, 2. Yeah. So I would have joined the staff before rest.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Okay. I did have that up too. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm sure I've got everything. So the first.
First through 6.
Yeah, so you've got commune. Number 2 is arcane gate.
Arcane gate, find the path, regenerate, reverse gravity, and I have a sneaking suspicion what's the 6th one based on what we found in the basement. And the book we found. But...
Regenerate, you've got that?
Yep, got reverse gravity.
Find the path, 5th. 6th.
What does find the path do? That could help us.
It shows you the shortest direct way to the place you already know where it is. That you know, already know the location.
Yeah.
Use this spell.
The spell you can do with the 6th is Mirage Arcane.
Mirage Arcane. Okay, that's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
You make terrain, an area up to 1 mile square, look, sound, and even feel like some other sort of terrain.
Okay.
Cast takes 10 minutes. Lasts for 10 days. So you could turn Prismea for a mile around, instead of ash, look, smell, and feel like it's still flowers and trees and so on.
Okay. Am I just editing the rod?
Okay. I guess we go back and head back and see Lurtz and
yeah.
See what he's found out for us.
I guess this is the day where Noida would have cast that wish to get from summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll mark up the spell slot and all that stuff.
Yep, and you've already done your 30% or whatever it was.
Yes. Gango carry me. My strength is 4 for this week.
Really?
Yep.
For a whole week?
5 days.
Jeez. All right. Yeah, do a wedding night carry.
Passive intimidation. Getting carried around.
That would give me advantage, wouldn't it? Being carried out by a massive Hulk like Gango.
Sure. Okay, okay, so a pair of gauntlets appear. I don't know if you can see those in the chat. They're probably about 3 feet long, huge, and like it's not really a suit of armor. It sort of is, or but it's more like what looks like a mechanical robot type thing with a door in the back that you open and can get inside it. And so Felwyn, I presume, will be excited about that. It's not quite the same. Looks like it's either the old suit that's had a lot of modifications or a new suit that's used parts of the old suit to finish it off or repair it.
Is Hawk Miraz inside?
No, Hawk Miraz is not inside, but it does smell bad. There might have been a corpse in here operating it at one stage.
He got stuck inside.
Yeah. Somewhere he's just flopping around on a floor going, "Where's my armor?"
Well, what goes around comes around.
Yeah. Okay. He goes way back. You were, I think, 5th level when you first met him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've rested up, prepared your spells, cast your wish. Felwyn is very, very busy, tinkering, adjusting screws, tightening all the loose bits, tutting over poor maintenance, oiling the joints and whatnot, getting the CRC and duct tape out. You go back to find Lurtz in his alley.
Yes.
And he says, "Okay, are you ready to go?"
Think so.
Okay.
Sort of.
All right.
I would prefer to wait another day, but you might be on a bit of a time crunch, so let's go.
Okay. All right. And he seems to gesture and start to cast some sort of spell, and a glowing circle appears underneath you in a circle, and he sort of begs, quite careful, to hop outside of it. And he does hop, like he goes bloop, like a toad, rather than lumbering around like a tiptoeing bugbear. And again, stargates queue, shooting through the starry tunnel, and then whoosh, you appear on what feels like a tropical beach. And
nice.
I'm just going to move everyone.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Tropical beach.
Okay. I don't know if you can see. You can see this okay? The shore's washing in.
Yep.
Waves, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting about the inspiring leader thing. But at the end of the long rest, everyone would get 21 temporary hit points.
Okay. Okay, just bear with me a second. Here we are.
sorry, 22 because we leveled up. It's 22 temporary hit points.
Okay, so it looks like you're on some sort of tropical coastland. There's rocky cliffs, rising up fairly quickly, covered in jungle. There's also, about 50 foot of sandy beach paradise, and just rolling waves, slowly breaking, in and out. You feel warm sea air as you gaze upon the craggy shore of an island lagoon, and someone comes out of the foliage, human, and dressed in khaki shorts and looks like Steve Irwin. And it's like, bloody hell, what the hell are you doing? Get off this beach.
What's wrong, mate?
Yeah, what's wrong with the beach?
Oh, they're coming, the dead rise.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see, and now you can see when you look, hidden up amongst up on the cliff, is there's quite a few other people. There's what look like locals in loincloths and feathers and twine and stuff with bows and arrows and blow darts. And there's also a bunch of others that look like, they might be explorers of some sort. And with the next breaker that rolls, a head pops out of the breakers. And you can see what look like two skeleton type beings with horns and encrusted barnacles and things. I think it's best that we roll initiative.
All right. Off to a good start.
How are we going? Gunko, you're on a 16. Noida on a 2. A lead on an 11. Okay. Checking for myself. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so the breakers, as they sort of the waves wash in, and then as they sort of pull back, you see quite a few of these undead sea. The soldiers, sailors, whatever, and they come striding out of the water towards you. Let's see. I'm just going to expose some that you now see. One, two. Gunko, if you want to have a free strike, two are just running past you or striding past you.
No, I think he'll hold on to his reaction for now.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm going to keep Lyndon and Felwyn, off camera. Oops. And they sort of rush past you. And come swarming in, surrounding you. Gungo, you're right near the shore.
Yep. And he was putting his hoofs in the water.
Okay. 2, 3. Okay. And I'll just now, even though you can't you can tell there's more coming.
That's fun.
Okay. So, Gungo, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacking you. Let's see. I'm going to go... What's your own class, Gungo?
It's 20.
Okay, I'm just going to do 6 attacks, and I'm looking for... Okay, that. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them hit, and that was from 12 attacks. And they're going to do 40 damage in total.
Can I uncanny dodge one?
Yep, you can uncanny dodge one. They're all effectively simultaneous, so
yep.
4 attacks, so 10 damage each, roughly. So you can dodge one of those.
So 35 damage.
Yeah. Noida, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on you.
Yeah. All disadvantage because cloak.
Oh, nice. And what's your armor class?
17, 22 in a pinch. I can shield.
Okay. So the let's see, 1. Okay, all of them miss. And what about you, Elide? What's your armor class?
Right now it's just 18, but I'll shield if I have to.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't had a chance to do my blade song yet.
Yeah, okay. All right, so one of them hits. Did you want to shield that?
No.
Okay. In that case, that's going to do 10 damage.
10, okay.
And then another one, they all attack again, and another one hits, doing another 10 damage.
Okay.
Okay, and Gunko, it's your turn. What do you want to do? You've got 9 around you.
So where was this guy that was calling out to us?
He's scrambling up the cliff face.
Okay. And do we look like that's a possibility that we could do as well? Climb up the cliff face?
Yep.
If we get there. Okay. So Gungo is going to whip out Isabella's mace.
Okay.
And he's going to hit. Which one should he do it to? I think he's going to hit the one, just to the west of him.
Okay.
To start with.
Okay.
32.
32 hits.
So, assuming it's undead, it'll do 16 damage.
Sorry, how much? 6?
16.
Oh, 16. Yep, okay. And anything else?
And, yep, so with his Crusher ability, he'll push it 5 feet backwards as well. He'll then do his second attack against the one just here, that one there. 28. That'll do 21 damage.
Okay, to which guy?
This guy here.
Okay, yep. Okay. So is that going to push him back too?
No, I won't push him back.
Okay.
He'll then bonus action disengage.
Okay.
And move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he'll say, "Get to the cliff, guys. Let's get out of here."
Okay. And you can see the archer up on this little ledge poking out too.
Okay. Or maybe he would have gone down that way a bit further then, if that's all right.
Oh, you know, right. A lead, what would you like to do?
Oh,
yes. Anything else can go?
Oh, just those two he hit with his mace, they might be at disadvantage if they attack, but
okay.
No, it's no big deal. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yep, all right. A lead.
That's him done.
I'm right next to Noida. Darn it. Okay. If I move here, if I move 1 square, will this guy on my left get an opportunity attack?
Yeah, 2 of them will.
Okay. I don't want to hit Noida. Okay. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to do normal attacks then on first the guy to my left right there.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Okay.
One hit.
You're using your rapier?
Yeah. 13.
13 misses.
Okay, and then the guy in front of me. Oh, that's not going to hit either. 13, yeah.
Okay, both of those miss. I'll put an image of them in there. They're clearly not just skeleton zombie type characters. There's necrotic energy about them, and their offhand doesn't have a weapon, is also glowing with necrotic energy. Looks like they could wield that. You've seen creatures do that in the past. Elite, any movement or bonus action?
I want to do my blade song. So it'll boost my AC, and then I also want to head for the cliff. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start climbing, can I start climbing or no?
Yeah, you can start. So that's only 20 feet, so you've still got 10 feet of movement. Or what's your movement right now?
24, I have 40.
40, so you can move 10 foot up the cliff.
So 1, 2.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, well, 10 foot up the cliff, that's vertical. So we'll put you next to Steve Irwin there. Bindi.
Yeah.
Put you next to Bindi.
Okay, and I think the 2 that I swung on probably got opportunity, right?
They do, yeah. Okay.
But I am 21 right now.
Yeah. Okay, so instead of slashing you with their swords, what they do is they reach out with their offhand and try to sort of hold your soul back rather than you. You need to do 3 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. I'm just wondering if there's anything that I can do really quick. Could I... No. Both of them do this, and they're using like a dagger, you said?
They use their hand and just gesture at you.
Does it look like something I could counterspell or no?
No, they don't seem to be casting a spell. It's not in the way that you would normally traditional.
Okay, 3 Constitution saving throws.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 12, but when my blade song is active, something happens. I get an additional +3 Constitution. Oh no, to maintain concentration. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, that was the first one. Second one, 19.
Okay, that's a pass.
Third one, ooh, 5. So okay. 2 fails, 1 pass.
So 2 of them managed to grab your soul and pull a piece of it off. And you take 12 points of necrotic damage. And your maximum goes down by 12 points.
Is there... Because it's necrotic?
Yep.
Can I absorb that? No, I can't. Okay.
No, not with the... what's it called? Whatever. Not with the level 1 spell.
Hold on 1 second.
I forget what it's called.
You said 12?
Absorb elements.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and you said 12?
12 total.
12 total. Alright.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the damage itself will come off your temporary hit points, but your maximum
no, it's going to come off.
But your maximum is also decreased. Oh, you don't?
Yeah. Yeah, because of those first attacks.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So adjust your maximum as well, temporarily.
Yeah.
You've had this before, but you're now partially safe 10 foot up the cliff. Noida.
All right. Let's try a safe play. First, I'll quicken spell Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the bonus action. But because I cast a wish today, I need to take first 2d10 necrotic damage because of that.
Okay.
It's 1 per level of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now I roll maximum damage. Almost. Yeah. I take 18.
Okay.
And I cast Darkness. So, centered on me.
Okay.
We don't need to draw it, probably,
That's
but
right.
now that hopefully they cannot see me, I can move.
Okay.
Without triggering attacks of opportunity.
You start to move away.
Yeah.
So 10,
yep.
20, you move 20 foot back towards the cliff face, and after moving 20 feet, you're outside of the 15 foot radius of a darkness, and you don't seem to be pursued, and you haven't had any free strikes on you.
Okay. Then for my action, I would like to dash and start climbing, maybe?
Okay.
No, I'm too weak for climbing. Sorry. I'll just dash off to the side for now.
Yep, okay.
Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here.
Okay. All right. Gungo, are you raging at this point?
No.
Okay. Let's see. 10, 20, 30. 10. The horde on rushes.
10,
20, 30. Okay, and 2 of them start to try to climb the cliff, a lead. Okay. Just positioning a couple. There we go. All right, Gungo, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They try to attack you. 6 of them.
Yep.
6 attacks. No advantage or anything. You're on plus 20.
Nope.
If I remember.
That's right.
Yep. They all miss. With their left hand, they all try to do what they successfully did to, I think it was a lead before, using the energy drain.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 con saves.
Holy hell.
Oh. Better not fail. Nice.
Okay.
So we've got 4 fails. These are not attacks; they're saves. I don't know if that matters for the using your reaction to halve the damage. It's all necrotic.
Yep.
And it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24 necrotic damage, and drop your maximum by 24.
Mm-hmm.
A lead.
No worries.
Some
Mm-hmm.
some of the whites on the beach draw bows and shoot these necrotic bows at you, and some arrows come hurtling in. Let's see. All right, so throw the shield out. What does that make your armor class?
23.
Oh, okay.
Or excuse me, 26.
26.
26.
Because you're singing and dancing, right? All right.
Yeah, I got my voice going. Okay. I'm humming.
Okay, all right. So you tap dancing your way up the cliff, and none of them hit. You're just like, Neo. That's all for now, and we move to Gungo. You're the only one. Oh, you got Noida. Oh, Noida. Sorry, I missed you. There's 3 on you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do 3 saves versus Constitution?
Saves Constitution. Okay.
Life drain.
1. Should be okay. 2.
25 is okay.
Should be okay. And plus 1. Oh.
16's okay.
16. Okay.
Nice. And the 3 necrotic swords come in. What's your armor class?
At Noida, it will be with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 17.
Okay.
Armor class.
One of them hits.
Yeah, I'll take it. If I cast shield, I will take damage anyway.
Yeah, okay. It does 10 damage. And then we move on to you, Gungo. What do you want to do?
Okay, Gungo is going to take a magic action and activate his wings of flying.
Okay.
He's going to bonus action disengage.
Ooh. Yep.
And he's going to fly 2, 3. How high is the cliff?
Total about 50 feet, but you can get part way up it.
All right, so yeah, he'll just so he'll be about 20 feet up there.
Okay. All right, a lead.
Just hovering.
How much further do I have to the top of the cliff?
Probably about 30 feet.
Okay, I just want to keep climbing up.
Okay, so there's 10 feet to get to there. Can you do an athletics check for me?
What up? Not the most athletic. Not 20 minus 1, 19.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so you're 20 feet. Now, is your movement 40 feet still?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to dash and get to the top?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my next question.
And you dash, you get to the top, and now you're in a line with Bindi, a whole bunch of other archers and javelin throwers. Felwyn's there with a flintlock pistol going, poof, 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 shooting from above. Lyndon is hailing arrows as he normally does. You can see poor Noida a little bit further down, which means Noida, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
Right, then action disengage, bonus action bump out my celestial wings and fly straight up.
Okay. All right, you head into orbit. What's your speed?
30.
Okay. So you can't quite get to the top, but you can be pretty much, up where Gungo is somewhere. Bonus action was wings, was it?
Yeah.
So you could dash. You could dash and be to the top if you wanted
to. Action to disengage.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So not quite there. Now the horde. I'm seeing if there's any more. Oh yeah. There's a few I haven't. That all come here. Okay, and a second rank seems to come and they start just hailing arrows, and you hear the defenders up the top saying, "Take cover, take cover." Who else is down there? Okay, I'm going to get each of you to do a dexterity saving throw. Gungo, Alid, and Noida.
Okay, that should be sufficient.
Yep.
15.
Okay, 15, 27 for natural 20. And is that another natural 20 for your dex save, Elite? Or is that the old? Oh, that's the old one. That's your athletics. So what did you get? I can't see it here yet.
But hold on, I'm trying to see if I have a reroll.
Oh.
For dex specifically. That's, I think that, hold on. Darn it, that's only for damage. Yeah, I can't do anything.
Don't you have that thing where you can sacrifice a spell slot for stuff?
Yeah, that's for reducing damage. It's not for re-rolling my dex save. Yep, give it to me straight.
Okay, so you take you take 19 of necrotic damage just from necrotic archery fire, and the other two take 10.
All right.
10. All right.
And I won't do round by round, but I want you to describe so what happens is over the successive rounds, more and more of these creatures all come up. The defenders on the top they get these poles out and start launching boulders down. And what they're doing, it looks like they've done this before, because all along the top there's rows of boulders and things, and what they do is they come out, either shoot their arrows or whatever, and then duck back around in complete 100% cover. And the backs of all these boulders are blasted with sort of blackened energy scorch marks. And every now and then one of these boulders gets launched down into for any of these wights that try to climb up the cliff. So Gungo, over the coming rounds of this battle, are you continuing to join in this fight? Join these defenders?
Yeah, he'll be like, just because he's got the girdle of giant strength on, he'll just be picking up boulders.
Okay, all right,
like,
helping. Yep.
Launching it,
throwing back the defenders. Okay, so you're similarly. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Noida?
All I can do is cantrips without killing myself. So that's all I will do.
Yep.
Just
oh yeah.
Sorcerer's bursting.
Okay, so Sorcerer's Burst gunfire and a lead?
Yep.
Ditto, cantrips, frostbites.
Okay, all right. So when you do your first frostbite, you realise that they are... maybe not. Oh, interested. And it does work. So you can frostbite these guys, no problem. And they crust up and sort of freeze up. You can do damage. So you're frostbiting them as any that try to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So over the course of about 10 minutes, you held back these attackers, and eventually, they retreat back into the ocean. Okay. After they all retreat, I should retreat them back into the ocean. It's a bit too grim otherwise. There we go. Slightly different scale here, and you can see once you get above the cliff face and go in a little bit, there's some sort of camp further in. And one of the explorers comes up to you and greets you. Hello, my name's Lisa. What brings you to?
Thanks for your help, Lisa.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your help. We fend these creatures off nightly.
Doesn't sound like much fun.
It's not.
Must be tiring.
Yeah, it seems the defences of Serpent Isle, it brings the dead awake that have fallen over the years into the sea. But here, come and rest. Join our camp.
Yes. So, that's a very fascinating story. Do you know location of a Tomb of Horrors?
Tomb of Horrors. Well, there is a tomb that we've been trying to get into for many weeks now. I suppose you might could describe it as horrific as far as how difficult it's been for us.
What's made it so difficult?
Yeah.
Well, traps, very frustrating.
Okay. Would you mind if we gave it a crack?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, you can. We'll if you can bust in there, that would be fantastic for us. We seek. You can tell that this they're not actually foreigners. They have the same sort of skin and racial look as the others that are a bit more tribal looking. And she says, we're trying to get in here to reclaim stolen treasures. Our ancestral treasures are within.
All right. Okay, we are really on time crunch, so if you can give us a list of what we should avoid destroying, we'll do our best.
Yeah.
And stealing.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, if you find any of these things and return it to us, we'll help you to the best we can.
Right.
There's an ebony wand decorated with bones and feathers. I'll put them all in the chat. A ring of golden stars. A sacred scimitar that is dedicated to the serpents of the serpent spirits on this island. You'll spot that from its engravings. There's a set of copper tablets engraved with incantations. There's a crystal orb that we use in our tribal rituals, and a blue silk sash, which is ceremonial.
And what, they stole this from you?
This was stolen from us and interred as treasure by some mad wizard within. It seems the wizard within, we don't know for sure, but it's very much traditional tomb traps and things to thwart treasure hunters. But it's weird. It almost seems inviting as well as warding off. So, as if the king interred within wants people to try and seek the treasures.
It makes sense. You spend half of your life's money on some good traps. You want them used.
We don't call this the Tomb of Horrors. We call it the Tomb of Wayward Souls.
Wayward Souls.
It's just as delightful as Tomb of Horrors.
This tomb was not built by us. The architectural style is very different to our local traditions, and was built by an outsider, as far as we can tell. I believe that whatever's within, there's something valuable, very valuable to to the creator. We've made some progress. We can show you. Come this way, and she walks through a ravine, and says, "This way leads to the tomb's entrance."
Would there be any chance for? Well, firstly, I think myself and Ali, I'm not sure if you did know, got some of our life sucked out by those creatures. Do you know?
That has happened to some of our people
go
as well.
Away? Do those effects wear off, or are we?
Yes, it only lasts at most 24 hours, and then it'll wear off. So
I guess a short rest is not going to help that much.
By this time tomorrow, if you wish to gather yourselves and stay in our camp for a night, and then enter the tomb during the day, that might be advisable.
A good idea.
So you guys have gained access to the tomb, but you're just like getting stuck as you're trying to progress through it.
We've uncovered its entrance, and I think
uncovered it.
Yeah, 3 entrances. We don't know which entrance is the right one, but we've uncovered some 2 false entrances that seem to be filled with traps. We haven't really been able to explore much more, but the archaeologists that we've managed to help come and help us, recover these treasures, think they might have identified how to delve farther into the complex.
Okay.
And you can go and have a meeting and a discussion with them.
I mean, I'm happy for a short rest if everybody, unless anyone wants a long rest for any reason.
I would really want a long rest, but yeah, we should hurry so I can power through.
And have we had a long rest since we? Yeah, we have, didn't we?
Yeah,
we had a long rest when we came back, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, you had a long rest since you came back, but you just haven't had one now since the battle just finished.
Yeah. So what about a short rest then? Does that work for anybody, or did you say you think another long rest?
Well, don't we have to do the long rest in order for the effects of the soul sucking to wear off, right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we could just have a short rest and go have a look at the entrances, and then, before we actually delve into the dungeon, have a long rest.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right.
Have a short rest then.
Yeah, roll.
So I think I took 24.
Okay. You take a short rest, and you can recover any hit dice, and then you have a meeting with the archaeologists, and you sit around a table under a tent, and they roll out this diagram that they've drawn.
Did I not roll?
I don't know if you can see this. And one of the archaeologists say there's 3 entrances. The one on the right seems to just be full of fire traps. So that's clearly deceived us into going that way. The one on the right had arrow traps. And arrows, we lost one of our number to arrows that were laced with poison in there. We think there might be a way to disarm the arrow trap right at the very back. And if you look at this middle one, there seems to be a big spiked pit. Now we've managed to put some boards across to get to the weird mouth at the end. The mouth has got a big gaping face with the mouth itself is black. So this weird statue face might be a secret entrance. We tossed a trowel into the statue's mouth and didn't hear or see anything. It just disappeared into blackness. And there is a door, we think, on the right, which might go further into the tomb, just in the, not at floor level, but of course it's just a pit into the trap, so halfway up the wall. And Lawrence swears he saw something in the pit on the other side as well.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now, just to sort of catch up, Anthony, I've just noticed a few things changed, with the new rules.
Yep.
So the wings are flying.
Yep.
I've just noticed now in the new rules need attunement.
Oh, okay.
Where they didn't used to before.
Right.
In the old rules.
Okay. So that's
I've now taken those off and won't use them anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
However, while we short rest, Gunga's going to unattune from the Mace of Disruption and attune to the Slippers of Spider Climbing again.
Okay.
So he's got that one.
All right. Any other?
And there's Wings of Flying if anyone wants to attune to them.
Everyone's probably got their 3. How about you, Alid? What are your 3 attunements?
They are my rapier, my wand, which I need, and a ring of protection.
Okay.
Which is AC.
Yeah, and saves. What about you, Noida?
For good braces of defense, cloak of displacement, and iron stone of protection.
Okay. All right. You get to have a chance to meet with also the Talo Yira and Vogrin Starcloak, who is the priest and healer of the group. And the Vogrin, the orc, they both look like clerics. One is a cleric of Celestian, which is very much looks a bit like Elric. The stars and stellar bodies and so on. And though they say that they were apprehensive about exploring these complex. However, they're sort of loyal to Lascia and going along with supporting her efforts. They're well versed in religious history of the island. These are the explorers. And they warn you, there's powerful nature spirits on this island. They don't take kindly to those who would exploit it. So you shouldn't be taking anything without leaving something in return. And the other theme of the island, for the spirits of the island, is respect. I'll put both of these into the chat here. Offerings of money, food, or crafted items show respect to the island spirits, and acts of kindness also gain their favour. There is a wizard with the group as well. Marion Zavir, the halfling mage, approaches you, Alid, as a kindred spirit, recognising. I see you've got a very fancy looking wand there.
Yeah.
I managed to show up some of these things with my handy dandy lantern. This is a magical one. It shows invisible things and whatnot.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Yeah. Bargain.
So can we ask some questions then?
Yeah.
I feel. Firstly, someone saw something moving in the pit.
Yeah.
Is that as in like a creature or something, or
something against the wall? Don't know. Some movement, yeah, but I don't. Lawrence has told us, and he was one of the ones that was lost to the white advance.
Okay, and the fire. That what comes on when you go in there, does it?
Let's see.
Because Noida, you could probably go and have a look around, couldn't you? Don't you? You're just like resistant to fire.
The first time anyone went in there was this huge fireball-like explosion, and we thought that was okay. We've triggered that. Now let's send someone else in with less scarring, and it happened again. So we're not doing that.
And it didn't look like there was any exit.
I am resistant, but it still has.
Yeah, okay. And what makes you guys think that there's a way to dismantle that arrow trap?
Let's see. There's pockmarks in the walls of the corridor, and at the end of it, there's some wooden doors. Let's see. We haven't gone in there, but there's some writing at the end. It's tiny. It's on the door, but you need to go in there to read the writing.
Okay. What do you reckon, guys? Should we try that one?
So why not?
Okay, yeah. How big is that room? Do we know?
Well, let's head down and we'll show you. We can
okay,
still go and look in.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll go have a look. We don't have to go in yet, or we could.
Yep.
Get chicken.
Okay. All right, I'll grab everyone and we'll just move to another map. 5 of you. And so head down a little ravine. Oh, I have to find the entrances on this big map. There we go. Okay, I'm not sure if that's showing up for you there. Shift ping, draw your attention. So there's a wide staircase. The jungle is creeping up it. Sorry, what's that?
All I see is black.
Oh. Oh, I probably put you on the wrong layer. Hang on, I'll just bring you to the token layer. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, so it's easily 50 feet wide, the staircase, mostly overgrown with vines. It's been hacked away down the middle, and there's probably 20 feet wide pathway to get to the entrance with the 3 doors. Looks like this was all stone carvings, and it's all very like Mayan type looking, blocky, and there are pillars supporting this main entrance, which is undercover, hence the lack of vegetation you'd expect. It looks like the doors have all been smashed, by sledgehammers or whatever. Someone's been hammering away for a long time to excavate. And there's 3 doorways. And you can see doors at the end of the 2 shorter passages.
And from what we've been told, it's safe to approach the doorways. There's nothing dangerous.
You can go up to the doorways and have a little bit of a peek if you wish. Yeah.
Gang is going to wander up to this one.
Oh, not the doorways. Whoa, they say just the entrance.
Oh, sorry. That's the doorway there, right? Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right.
So they go, whoa, big guy.
So I thought that was the doorway at the end of that. No, I get you now.
So from where you are now, you're looking in, and you can see strange pock marks lining the walls of the corridor, and a set of dark wooden doors at the end.
How high is the roof in there?
10 feet high.
And do we know what sets the arrow traps off? We'll say to these guys.
They say going in.
Stepping on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but going in. As soon as someone sort of stepped in, and boom.
Right. I don't have detect magic.
I have.
Okay, light our lantern of revealing.
Okay.
And shine it in there. It'll just show invisible objects and creatures. Should there be any in there?
Okay. Okay. You light up your lantern of revealing, or switch it on, whatnot. Shine it all around. Nothing invisible shows up.
Okay. Ask these guys, how far did anybody get into? What's the furthest anyone's got into the room?
You can see a bit of blood marks about 10 feet in that are then dragged along the ground as they were sort of hauled out.
That's it. Oh, shit. Has anyone got like a? I don't know. We need a zombie or something to send in there. I'm not sure. Is anyone any good at investigation?
I do.
Do you want to see if you can see any traps on the... Oh, well, first, just have a look around and see if there's any traps on the ground for starters. See if we can see anything.
On your side, this side over here?
Yeah.
In general.
Oh, around in that room where Gungo is, because this is the arrow room, right?
Yeah. Investigation.
So, I mean, what is it to find the traps? Is it investigation or perception?
It depends on the nature of the trap, but you can say you just say what you're trying to use, and I'll interpret.
Okay.
What would be. Sometimes perception has got a lower DC depending on what you're doing. So.
Right now, this place is the safest place I've ever seen, based on that roll.
There's no traps. Gungo, we try and use perception to look around and see if he can see any.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just seeing. So, what did you? Was that a really low roll? Was it? Oh, a natural one.
It was a 1.
Oh, okay. All right. So Gungo.
Just by looking at the trap, you set it off.
Yeah. What did you get, Gungo? 21.
21.
Yep. Okay. So you don't find. I guess. I mean. Inferring when you were saying walking or whatnot, you're looking for pressure plates or things like that. You don't see anything like this.
Okay.
But you do see what you think of. It might be holes in the wall, and there's holes in the ceiling as well. So when you see these strange pock marks, it looks like they go deeper in. They're not just little dimples.
Right. And are the pock marks, from floor to ceiling, or are they at a particular height?
Yeah, they're floor to ceiling, which is not much. It's just 10 foot, but
Yeah, but it looks like it could be anywhere in the 10 foot. Yep. Well. Okay, so, I mean, happy to try this, right? Go get out his rope of entanglement.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to hand it to one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll start going in, and if I get dropped...
Also, I can fly.
Well, you can try that first if you want to.
I don't know if that would be easier, because I don't know. I think Noida and I are very strong to pull you up.
Strength is 3.
Mine's -1.
Modifier is -4.
Well, you can try and fly, and then I can... But don't go any further than 20 feet in to start with, otherwise I won't be able to reach you.
Yeah. Let me see what else we got. I was like, I can do Find Familiar, but I need an hour and 10 minutes to cast it.
Send that in.
Send in a little animal.
Well, okay, just hold it. I mean, you'll be able to pull me out, right? You'll be able to pull my body out. Right? Well, the other guys are there. They can help. Just pull me out.
Well, that's true. I guess we do have Lyndon and Felwyn.
No, and the people that are telling us the stuff are there as well. They showed us down here. So
yeah, so you've got some advisors on the steps.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold this rope.
Okay.
Gungo will step in 5 feet.
Okay, you step in the 5 foot and you sort of here, and so all these arrows come sort of hurtling towards you from all over the place. You can do a dexterity saving throw.
28.
Ooh, nice. Okay. In which case you're going to take 20 points of damage. That's half.
All right.
From the save.
All right. Step back.
It's not a constant like rain. It's like an initial, like a barrage.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
And a moment later, there's no more arrows.
Well, I'm willing to try that again later, but I think I need a bit more prep. Like, you know, if I had 4 hit points and Noida gave me one of his, you know, encouraging speeches and I raged.
Yeah.
And I raged. And if you cast regeneration on me, Noida.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good one.
And then, if I get up, I'll just like have a little nap, and I just get back up and keep going.
I mean, it's far away.
I think we need to long rest first, though. I think it'd be good. I did a long rest first.
Definitely.
All right.
That's why we learned something. That was worth doing, I think.
We'll fast travel. You go back to the camp and say, "Well, that was good. Yeah, we looked at that. Like, time for a sleep." You go back.
Putting thorns out.
Yeah. Roll out your mats. Have some marshmallows. Have a hot chocolate, and wake up next morning. It's not 24 hours later, but you've had a long rest.
Okay.
So 24 hours later, you've still got the whites haven't worn off, but you've had a long rest. So you've got, you could be at full hit dice, and you've reset things like rage. You can change spells, that sort of thing. I think Noida, you're still weak.
Yeah. I need 5 days, but now I can cast spells without killing myself.
Okay.
Well, I mean, are we on any sort of schedule?
No, just the world is ending.
Well, it's not going to stop for us. I mean, we could just sleep at least. So what you slowly get better over the days, do you, Noida?
No, it's just for every day where I do nothing but rest, the counter goes down by 2 days. Right. So technically, if we spend next 2 days of doing absolutely nothing, I will be fine. But again, I don't use strength for anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I know, but I mean, I think for Alid and I, getting our maximum hit points back would be good.
Yeah.
Can you get those 22 temp if there's a long rest? Or not right now?
Yes. After a long rest, we will get the 22 temp, and I'll be able to cast spells. So that's the big benefit.
But we'll still have our maximum reduced unless we rest for 24 hours.
Another full day. Yeah.
What do you think, Elite?
Well, it's.
Well, how many are you down? What's your maximum being reduced by?
12. So instead of 104, I'm at 92.
Yeah. Let's not worry about it then. I'm only reduced by 24.
Yeah.
So, and we've got 22 hit points now. All right. So,
So long rest.
Okay.
There we go.
Just wondering if there's anything else I can do. No, I don't think there is there? Checking if we've got any other items or anything like that might be better. Wonder if I use temerity and blinked out. No, I'll probably better off just running, aren't I? And just getting across if I can. All right. So
next morning,
Gungo's going to stand there doing stretches,
touch your toes,
stretching the hoofs out. Yeah. You're gonna hit me with some regeneration, Noida?
Yeah, just a minute. I need to touch you for a whole minute, so stay still. And I'll do it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Does that take diamonds? Or is that?
No.
Okay.
It's from the staff.
Cool.
The rod.
Okay. All right. So Gungo gets regenerate, and then Gungo, starts running on the spot, and then shoom, Speedy Gonzalez off.
Yep.
You give consent to regenerate, and boom, you go blasting. You get to about mid stride like a basketballer. You've taken 2 steps before you need to then dodge to the side.
Rage first.
Oh, rage! You're going to go angry in there. Ah, steaming bull. Can you do your dexterity saving throw?
Nat 20.
Nice.
20. All right. So you do, launch to the side and then roll on the ground and then leap up and keep on running. You take 10 points of incidental arrow damage, and you're raging, so that would be 5.
Okay.
Keeping on running.
Yeah. Yep.
You get to the end of the thing and stop there. And there is some tiny little writing. Looks like the fine print on a contract.
Okay, yeah, read it.
And you pause there, and it's pretty much. So, what's your act? You haven't done an action yet, have you?
No.
No, because 1, 2, 35 feet you've moved.
He's got 40-foot movement rate.
Okay,
so that's no problem.
That's no problem.
In fact, so he would have bonus action raged.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have moved half his movement rate when he did that as well. So,
and what's half? 20?
24. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So he's only used.
So let's say
his bonus action and used a bit of his movement.
Okay. So let's say to 20. I'm just counting that 1, 2, 3, 4. You get to about there, just with your bonus action, and then you move and go. You've moved 20 feet so far of your actual move. You can do an action to try and squint in and read this thing.
Yep.
In tiny writing, it says, "Accerak commends you. Alas, these doors lead nowhere, but your skill should not go unrewarded. Should you wish to plumb the depths of my tomb, heed these words. The blue one craves your magic." And if I put that into chat for you.
The one craves your magic.
Yeah, Gungo will read it out loud so everyone else can hear it.
Okay. Very angrily. And what are you going to do now, Gungo?
So that was his action, was it?
Yeah. And you've still got 15 feet of movement.
He'll just shout out, "Do you reckon I should try these doors?"
There aren't any other doors.
And you're down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He'll just stay there for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next turn or next round, whatever. You're going to go for the doors. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You're sort of standing there, and eventually you hear this, and another hail of arrows comes hurtling in your direction. You can stand on the spot and still try to dodge them. That'll take another dexterity saving throw.
24.
Nice. In which case you take 23, so 12, so 6 damage because you're raging.
Yep.
Oh, hang on a sec. No, you don't. Ignore that damage. You're standing there, and you can hear the arrows reload, but they don't come shooting at you.
Oh, okay.
So it's your turn. What do you want to do? The arrows go before you.
Just try and open the doors.
Yep.
If
it doesn't actually open. Yeah, give us an athletics. You're probably pretty strong. They've got a girdle.
Yep. Oh, and he'll get bonus on this as well. He'll get advantage. 36.
Okay. So you tear the doors off, and there's just a stone wall there, same as the wall on either side.
Okay. So then, has he got the door in his hand?
Yes.
He's going to start running out and hold the door so the arrows go pop, 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 pop into the door.
Okay. Give me another dexterity saving throw. You've already got advantage because you're thingo, but I'll reduce the damage somewhat.
23.
23. So another hail comes in. Okay, this is going to do 5 damage in total, and your door is full of arrows. and you're out.
Right out. Oh well. You just look at the door, throw it on the ground.
Okay.
All right. Yep. So beware of the blue one. Okay, I'll just go on and say I don't want to eat any of your magic.
I was thinking that too.
But alternatively, he could mean the big face over there.
Oh yeah. So this one over here has got fire in there, but there is a door at the other side.
There is. There's double doors.
So at the moment, Gungo will just use a bonus action each round to keep his rage going.
Okay.
Which he can do.
Don't you have to take damage, or is that New World?
No. With the new one, if you can use a bonus action each round to keep it going.
Oh, okay. All right. So as long as you're psyching yourself up, slapping yourself in the face, whatever.
That's it.
For this one, I think it might be a bit much. If you really want to go there, I could just create a portal on the other side of this room.
Well, I reckon I can make it to those doors. Give me a crack. You got the rope there. It's not far.
All right.
There's 2 symbols above the doorway, but they're just written on planks and sort of attached there with vines. And the 2 runes say danger and fire.
Well, that's not telling us anything we don't know already.
Yeah. This is just in case anyone comes up who bypasses our camp.
All right, Gungo will just stretch his head to one side and he'll just turn around, finger guns to these guys, and then turn back and run across the room.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. You get, mid-stride inside the room. Creature that steps inside. You feel tiles beneath you and as you're walking, you're running on sort of lily pads rather than stone slabs. And you race across to here. And there's this, and you turn around and it's completely black in the room. You can't see a thing. Alid, you're the closest person there. There was just a solid wall of rock.
Oh, okay. Shuts off. Okay.
Yep. So,
Gungo's nose ring.
Hang on a sec. Where is it? Bugger.
Looks like there's lights in there.
Ah, yes, sorry. There are lights in there. So I won't bother blocking it off, but we just have to assume. So you're right. There were some glowing crystal lights inside the room, keeping it lit, so you can see by that anyway.
A stone block stopped. It's sealed me in there, is it?
Sorry? Yeah, it sealed you in there. And as soon as it hits the ground, you spin around, and then it's not like a fireball. It's not like a little ray and then boom from a point. It just seems as if the air inside the room catches fire.
Can I inspect this wall really fast to see what it would take to break through it?
Yeah, sure. What I'll do is I'll go Gungo, a lead, and then and we can just go sort of cycle through for each person. But Gungo, you can try and roll and or wrap your cloak around you or whatnot. So can you do a DC a dexterity saving throw once again?
28.
Nice. Okay, so you take 28 or 14 fire damage.
And because he's got what's it called? Evasion doesn't take any damage.
Nice.
Somehow Matt managed to find a little corner and
yeah.
He's still got the door. He's still got the door with him.
Yeah.
He's got these burnt arrows on it now.
Okay. A lead. What are you gonna do?
I want to inspect this door, or is that gonna use up my turn if I inspect the door to see what it take to break through it?
Yeah, if you want to actually do like an investigation or whatnot, then yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a level. Hold on, where's my little fancy move? Oh, that one's there. Okay. I'll do a level 6 disintegrate to make a 10-foot cube hole in the wall.
Okay. So that will disintegrate the whole doorway, 10 foot wide, because it's only about 6 inches or so thick. Luckily, Gungo wasn't leaning against the door, because he would be part of that 10-foot cube. And the door vanishes, and Gungo, you see just a sprinkling of dust as the as the door disintegrates. That's your turn to lead. Noida, anything you want to do?
No, I just admire the two and their meticulous work.
Okay. Gungo?
Try and open this door. Oh, there's no writing or anything like that on this one?
No, there's no writing on this one.
Try and open the door.
Okay, you turn around to open the door, and the room catches fire again. You need to go and dive off to one side again, or put your cloak back up.
25.
25. Okay, so you take another 29 damage, or 15. 15 for half. So you save and take none, I believe.
Evades.
Yep. Okay. And you stand up there.
Keep doing that.
Down. Yep. And so
it
feels as if there's like a pulse of fire, and every round there'll be a burst of this. You investigate the door. Will you try and open it? Do an athletics. It seems to be.
I try and rip it open.
Yeah. Okay. Athletics. Yeah.
37.
Oh, nice one. Okay. Once again, you tear the door off its hinge, and
it,
and exposing a flat stone wall beyond.
And we just run out the room then.
Okay.
With his movement left.
You've got enough movement to dash out, no problem.
Yeah. Because he's raging still, he'll go, "This is bullshit."
All right, you ready to do some more?
All right.
Okay, this hallway's been partially excavated. Lifted stone lids reveal a 10-foot deep pit lined with spikes in the centre of the corridor. And there's a thin plank of wood laid over the pit, allowing for safe crossing.
Presumably safe crossing.
Yeah.
So just go in there for starters and shine the lantern around. Because this is where they said they saw something in here, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they think that there might be a door on the right, too.
Oh, you can see it up there.
Yep.
It's up there.
Oh, I thought it was up next to the pit for some reason.
Oh, yeah, it might have been wrongly,
wrongly
marked on the thing.
The picture.
Yeah. So go in and shine the lantern around. Start with.
Yep. Let's have a look. Hang on. I'll just place a door. Yes. Just so it's openable. There we go. That's it. Sorry, showing the lantern around. Yep, okay, so the lantern's showing things that are invisible. So
yeah, hidden. Yeah, sorry. How about I put it in?
Okay. Doesn't show anything invisible.
How high is the roof in this
10 foot
room?
10-foot ceiling.
10 foot.
Yep.
And the pit goes down 10 feet as well?
Yeah, it does. So if you were standing at the very bottom of the pit, the ceiling would be 20 feet up.
Okay. And they've been in this room and crossed the pit, haven't they? And
yes, they have.
Yeah, because they threw a trowel in the mouth and it didn't make a noise.
No, it didn't make a noise. That's right.
Yeah.
Didn't come back or whatever. Can't go and move over here. Well, what do you reckon, guys? Oh, yeah. Wait there if you want. I'll continue my exploring unless someone else wants to do something.
Yeah.
Gunga's going to walk along the wall.
Okay.
Along here.
Right. I'll bump out my wings and fly.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, you can wait till I get across if you want, and just to make sure nothing happens. Does anything happen? Does Gunga get across successfully?
You fly across and nothing happens.
No, he walks on the wall with his slippers.
So sorry, you walk across the wall, nothing happens.
Yep.
At closer, now that you can see it, there's a relief of a scowling, fiendish face made of blue mosaic tiles spanning the hallway's back wall. The face's mouth is open, revealing a black maw. Its eyes are carved from clouded white crystal, and to the right of the mosaic is a closed door.
Okay. Well, Gunga would just stand there with the rope out and wait for the others to come across.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just Misty step across.
Okay. You can just bamf yourself over.
Yep.
Okay. Inspired by the riddle from the room on the right, could I shoot a cantrip into the mouth of the guy?
Shoot a cantrip, so sorcerer's burst or what?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
It's something less damaging. Let's see, what do I have? Okay, I don't have anything useful. Yeah, so firebolt. I haven't used firebolt in a while.
Okay.
I'll firebolt it.
Firebolt. Okay, firebolt goes into the mouth and then just blinks out when it hits the black of the internal mouth, inside of the mouth.
Right. Okay, maybe he's not hungry, and then I'll fly across.
Okay.
Have a look at this door.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like a solid stone door. There's one of these glowing crystals that lights up the hallway right next to it. Doesn't seem to have any keyhole or any doorknob of any sort. Not like the wooden ones that you ripped off the hinge.
What did they say on the map about this one?
I thought it was just that they saw the door on the right side.
No, I thought they had they thought it might have led deeper in or something, I thought. Excuse me.
I think you'll find that as a handout on your...
Yeah, I'm trying to find it now, yeah.
I was looking through the chat and I didn't see it. The handout?
What's it called?
I can jump back to it. Let's have a look.
Is it there? Nope.
I'll show it again.
Okay.
It says weird statue
Door
face.
further into
Possible secret entrance.
Why do they have a door marked in the halfway or along the...
Yeah, I just don't think it was...
From where you are, it looks like it's in the wrong spot compared to the door that you can actually see now that you're across the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gungo didn't notice anything when he was walking on the wall, obviously.
No.
Toss a trowel.
Sorry, go
on. One of them says, toss a trowel into the statue's mouth. It did not come back.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we're all wondering, what's a trowel?
Like a... It's
what?
like a... Yeah. Well, there's a few different sorts. Like, when you see the guys doing brickwork and they're putting the plaster on with a tool, that's a trowel.
Okay, got it.
Yep. But there are gardening trowels as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's just spatulas. Yeah.
Yeah. So you threw something in there and it didn't come out.
Construction spatula.
Well, this door, sorry. I reckon we try and check it for traps. Okay. Have a look at see if we can find any traps on this door.
Guidance.
All right, do an investigation for me. Guidance will give you +4. Yep. So Gungo, you don't think that this is trapped at all? You don't see any poison holes or spike needles hidden away or things like that you might have noticed?
Try and. Okay, just try and open it. See if it's locked.
Seems super solid. The stone.
Just try and pull it off. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Do an athletics for me.
36.
Oh. Okay. You do rip it off. Let's have a look. Hang on.
Might have hand.
Okay, it opens up. Well, it opens up. You open it up into a long 5 foot wide corridor.
Ooh.
I'm just going to remove this door because it doesn't actually exist anymore. All right.
So did he actually pull the door off?
Yes.
You got to throw it in the mouth.
Okay. You throw it in the mouth and you don't hear it land. It doesn't clatter or anything.
Okay. So just it absorbs into the darkness and is gone.
Yes.
Is it? And the walls in this corridor are gem encrusted, are they?
Yeah. I'll call you out a bit of a description. Getting there, sorry. I've closed off the thing that I... Here we are. Okay, so there's, yeah, you're right. There's rows of colourful gemstones line this corridor's walls. At the end stands an emerald-coloured statue of a crashing wave. You can see, so there's some words inscribed into the base of it, and there's a door set into the south.
Okay. Well, they didn't get in this far, I don't think. What do we got? Just
Yep.
Grab a Gungo will just grab one of his hammers and he'll just throw it down the corridor.
Okay.
See what happens.
Okay, you throw it down the corridor, and clatter, 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 it lands somewhere down the corridor, 30 feet away or so. Nothing else. Nothing else happens.
Just look at these guys and shrug. What do you reckon? Hand the rope to one of them.
I have a lot of faith in our strength.
It works. You've got a working system now.
All right. Well, Gaga, you have the regeneration for an hour, so go nuts.
Okay. Gaga will step into the room.
So what's regeneration doing? Just remind us. How many healing does it?
1 hit points at the start of every turn.
Okay. All right. So have you taken any damage,
So-
Gungo?
Anything he's taken so far has all been off the temporary hit points.
Oh, okay. All right.
He is down by 24 though from his maximum for his actual hit points.
Right. Okay. And
because of the
maximum being reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the regeneration won't take you above your maximum, but you'll be as
No,
high as you can go right now. All right. So Gungo.
Correct. Yeah.
The jewels embedded in the walls. Some of them are gemstones. Do you know anything about jewels, or you just?
He likes them.
Yeah, priority.
That's usually Felwyn's area of expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's got no skills.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, colourful, pretty. I don't think. Oh yeah, you can see there's that light behind you. And you head down, feather.
He'll just step into the room and he's just looking at them at the moment, so they don't have any effect on him or anything at this stage, or?
Oh. No.
Okay. Can you read the words on that wave yet?
You can, yes. Let's see. At the east end of the emerald-coloured statue, the words "This wave is green" is carved into its base.
Okay. Seems obvious. He'll take another step.
Okay.
Have a look at this door.
You saw, I don't know why that door's not. It's not showing. You're not. I've got a doorway in that. Whoops.
There you go. It's shut now.
Wonder why that was looking. Why that was showing up.
It was open before.
Yeah. Okay.
Ow. It disappeared.
Okay.
You see that
way? You can inspect the door. This.
Whoa.
It looks like there's a divot in the statue's base, Gungo.
Like something can get put in there, or
yeah, and it looks like it's big enough to hold one jewel. You know, it's got facets and things on it.
Okay. Well, Gungo picked up his hammer on the way.
Mm-hmm.
The jewels on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Are they look like they're encrusted into the wall, or
no? They're just embedded into the wall. So just like a gem into a ring or something like that.
Yeah.
You've done this. You've done this before many times. Pried a gem out of a socket.
Yeah, hasn't always turned out well.
Perhaps it's about specific shape of the gem. The hole for placing it. Maybe you can compare the size.
Also, maybe the color because of what it says on the sculpture thing, the wave.
Oh.
I can see a green gem there. Is there any other green gems apart from that one?
There's a few.
What about just check out the shape of the green gems and see if any of them seem to match?
Okay,
the
try
divot.
a intelligence check for me.
Oof.
If you've got some sort of skill with gems or knowledge about them.
So intelligence.
Yep.
12.
Ooh. Not really your cup of tea. They all sort of look the same to you. There's lots of green ones. There's lots that are the right shape. A lead, you're there too. You think that you've got some knowledge of gems, so you could use an Arcana check for this, just because you have different gems you use for components. I know you're not a gem merchant or smith or something, but if you want to go in there and
wow.
okay, a lead walks in and says that one. And
she's not even looking at it.
One earlier.
Elaid, it's like you've walked into a dodgy country. Come and see the natural gemstones of the area, and they're all just like trash. But there's one genuine emerald amongst them all.
Great.
I had a man look.
Problem solved.
Yeah. Didn't you spot the emerald, Gungo? What the hell? And easily 1,000 GP worth. So, yeah, you can pry it out pretty easily, a lead. And the back of it is the right shape to fit into this
Sculpture.
Yeah.
The wave sculpture.
Yep.
Should we put it in there? Do you want to take one as a lead? Or
Yeah.
Just let us leave the room first. You okay now?
Okay.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do it if you want.
Okay. You put the gem in, and it seems to like fuse in there, and there's this as the stone door lifts up. The statue glows, and I'll just open that door. I'll unlock and open that door for you.
What are you guys doing back there?
Noida will take out the fingers from his ears and peek over the corner. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gungo just stick his head into the room and have a look around.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you stick your head in the looking left and right, and it's another long passage turning to the south at the end.
Step in.
All right, nothing happens.
Wander up to the corner. Again, have a look around.
Okay. All right. You peek around.
Bump into each other.
Peek around the corner, and you can hear. It smells a bit more humid and acrid. And looking around the corner into this room, you can see it's a long hallway. There's one pathway going straight down the middle, but otherwise there's this smell of acrid, like an acidic smell.
Yeah.
Most of this chamber is filled with a pit of greenish goo, over which stretches a 3-foot wide stone bridge. So it doesn't just rise like a long pillar out of the floor, but there's gaps. And all along the wall, coming out of the north and south of it, all the way along this pit of acid, there are nozzles embedded in the north and south.
Are they spitting out acid, or are they just not doing anything at the moment?
Every now and then, juts of air like burst out, like exhaust vents, sort of thing.
Okay. I'll arcane gate if you guys don't mind.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to avoid.
Okay. So I'll put.
And how many times can you do that?
With the rod, I'll do arcane gate, which then I'll create a portal over here,
tomorrow,
facing
once a day. He was just saying.
Sorry?
Once a day.
Sorry, Noda. He was saying, how often can you do it? Once a day.
Once a day. All the rod spells are once a day. But the portal can stay as long as I concentrate for up to rod arcane gate. Up to 10 minutes, so we should be able on the way back as well, unless something happens.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So arcane gate.
Yeah, one right here in front of us, and other one right here, facing the other way, so we can just basically step through the entire thing.
Nice.
Okay. And where's the other one? Somewhere. Like that?
Here. Yeah. Yep. So we can just walk into it, and another one will be over here at the corridor.
Okay. Oh, so that would send you. So you couldn't avoid. So you're actually going into the next room? Is it? I'll let you draw on the map where your gate want to be. Show me on the dolly where the portal is.
Here. Kind of like, so we can still walk around it if we need to be, but
okay,
far enough so probably that won't trigger any traps.
Okay. And which way is the portal facing? So when you come out of the portal,
the other way, away from us.
Okay. So who's stepping through?
Yeah.
What? Okay, yeah. Okay, Gungo will.
Okay. All right, so Gungo, you step through this blue portal, and boom, you appear over here.
Oof! Look at that thing.
Are you going to immediately step forward, or you've a lead? Are you going straight through as well?
I was going to, but I was waiting to see what Gungo did because I can see him. So
you can.
So that statue, how big's that?
13 feet tall. It's a woman with 6 arms, each wielding a sword with a snake for a lower torso.
So to start with, Gungo walk up the wall.
Okay.
So he can leave space open for other people to come through.
Okay. The center's eyes turn and the head looks at you. And the writhing snake-like tail comes to life. And while it still looks like it's made of jade, all the arms wheeled back into a martial pose as if it's about to attack. And we're going to go into initiative at this point, where we are here. I'll just clear the initiative counter first. Just one sec. Where is it? Remove all turns. Clear. All right. So it's ready for you to add yourselves in.
All right.
All right. We've got a 19 from Noida, a 13 from Gungo, and a 8 from Elide. Whoops. Just making sure you can see health. And I'll put the creature in there. And turn order. Right. Add turn. I think I've got a handout for you. There you go. So this is one with flesh and blood, but this one is made of jade.
Mm-hmm.
And I shall do an initiative roll there. Okay. Okay, initiative. Holy. All right. Noida, what's your dexterity bonus?
Bonus will be +1.
+1. You rolled an equal initiative. That's why I'm just checking. Okay. So, so Noida, then Gungo. Right. So we've got the Merilith, the statue, Noida, then Gungo, then Elide. Gungo, your armor class.
20.
Oof, okay, all right.
So question, how long have we been in here in total? Has it been less than 10 minutes?
Yes. No, 10 minutes? No. Doing a search of a room. Oh, hang on, let me just look.
Haven't really searched many rooms, have we?
Yeah, no, it'd be within 10 minutes if you've got something that's got a 10-minute duration.
He'll still be raging, that's all.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, well, you're still raging in that case, and this thing comes in and attacks. All right, first one hits armor class 24.
Yeah, 20 armor class 20.
Okay, so that's going to do 10 slashing, so 5. And now I'm assuming you're raging, so I'll just halve the stuff that would rage.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And 5 necrotic. Another attack also hits. I'm just going to to the total, doing 17 in total. That's with the rage factored in. The tail comes around at this point. Let's see. And tries to wrap around you. Can you do a DC 17 strength saving throw? Think you have an advantage to that when you're raging?
Yep, that's right. 24.
Okay, so that swings around to sort of bat you, but misses. Another sword goes, hits you, and does another 17 damage. That's the third. The next one goes and does another 17 damage. And the sixth attack also does another 17 damage.
He's going to uncanny dodge and just half that one.
Okay. And then Noida, what do you want to do?
All right. So I'll just call it to Gango to come back through the portal, because the portals are opaque and we cannot see what's happening there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alid and Noida, you can both hear that there's a fight going on.
Yeah. So I'll just hold my action.
The portal didn't completely fill the doorway, so you can probably see Gungo's, leg or arm or whatever off to one side. Because Noida, you said
Gungo's up on the wall, so they'd probably better see him.
Yep. All right. So probably cannot see well in the.
No.
Yeah. So, as always, do what you want. I did yours out that request, and we'll just hold a sorcerer's burst in case he gets a clean shot on the.
Okay, got a ready in action. Yep. Okay, Gungo, what do you want to do?
Yep.
So the portal is on Gungo's side, right?
Yep.
So if he steps through, he'll go back. Yep. All right.
Yep.
So he will
blink through there. And...
not yet.
Oh, not going through.
Not yet. He won't.
Okay. Whoop. Sorry.
He'll slam this thing with temerity.
Okay.
Sorry, that wasn't an advantage. Oh, yeah, it would be because he's got fancy footwork. Oh, no, he wouldn't be an advantage. But 32.
Okay, 32
he'll get to sneak it. So he'll do 33 damage.
Wow.
Slash damage.
Okay.
He'll hit it again. 17.
17 misses.
And then he'll bonus action disengage and through the portal.
Okay, and you can put yourself over next to a lead.
And you say, there's a big angry woman in there.
Okay, all right. Okay, that was Gungo done. A lead, what do you want to do?
Well, since he's back, I'm gonna step around him so that if this thing comes through the portal, I'm not right there.
Okay.
And just in case, I'll activate my blade song, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. Scrolling down. Okay, this creature. Okay, so it's going to go through the portal as well. And it's going to be over here. Well, I'm just going to...
Not enough space?
Not enough space.
Yeah.
It's still basically a serpent, so It's still going to have to fit there, but I'm not going to. Until there's some room for someone to move somewhere, you're all occupying the same space.
Okay, then I'll unleash my radiant spell with disadvantage from
go for it.
Being close.
Yep.
Probably not. 19.
What is that? To hit? That's an arm class. That's a miss.
Yeah, to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, no. The 19 will hit. Will hit.
Okay.
It's a spell. It's a ranged spell attack, right?
Yes.
Yep. That'll hit.
All right. So that will be. Let's make it psychic damage.
Okay.
17.
17 damage. All right. Of psychic. She takes it. That was your ready action, and so she's now going to attack. She's going to attack two. Actually, she's going to. The tail's going to lash out at you, Noida. Can you roll a Constitution? Strength saving throw?
Oh, strength. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh. 10. Not bad.
10
for -4.
Okay.
Yes.
For -4, not bad.
It wraps around you and squeezes you, doing 15. Actually, I'll just roll it. Sometimes I just do averages. Okay, it does 7 damage. There you go, lucky.
7.
Yep.
Yay.
And just to make it a little bit simpler, I'm going to put her on that square because she grappled you rather than Gungo. She's not leaving any squares or anything, but just that's where she is.
Right. A quick con check for the King Gate.
Oh,
that's good.
What is it called? Regenerate.
No, Arcane Gate.
Oh, Arcane Gate.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you get advantage? Is that a save?
Yeah, a Warcaster.
Okay. And you are now grappled. Which means she attacks you with swords. Stab, 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 stab.
Yep.
Class, please. Hits class 24.
Yep.
That hits. Takes 17 damage.
17. Right.
Attacks again. Hits again. That's another 17. I'll slow the whole combat down if I roll every hit roll. So.
Yeah.
Again. Third attack. Natural 20. I'll roll this one.
Oh no.
So that's going to do 19 and 11. So 30 damage.
30. Oh, that won't hurt.
That's 4 attacks so far. Fifth one does another 17.
Yep.
And the sixth one does another 17. You must be getting low.
Yep, 21.
Bit grim.
Yeah.
That's her turn. Noida.
All right, so that really hurts. So I'll do. I guess scatter, which is on the ground or on the floor. Okay. 6th level scatter. I'll give her disadvantage and teleport her to the other end of the room, but before the portal, like right here, on this narrow beam thing.
And is the gateway still there? You've had a few contacts you would have had to make.
Yeah. So thank you for the reminder. 1. 17 was what, right? Yeah. Save. 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 Then the crit was 30 damage. Oh, into roll again. That saves.
Nice.
And last 2. Yep. And yep.
Oh, 6 saving throws. 7 if you count the bludgeoning. Okay, cool. So she has to do.
Forecast for the win.
Makes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so tired. My brain's not working anymore. Just. It's got a wisdom 19.
Okay. Now it's a spell effect, so she's going to get advantage, but you're weakening.
You're giving her disadvantage.
Yeah, so it's a straight roll for her. Wisdom save. Here we go. 19. All right. She fails it and scatters.
So she ends up over here, and I will willingly fail save on that. Okay. Never mind. I don't see a spot to put myself, so I'll just stay there.
Okay. All right. So that's Noida done. Gungo.
So is she in the acid or?
I think she's at the far end of the room on that platform.
Yeah, I would have put her like on the beam right here before the.
Okay. So but we feel like she can slither down that beam, right?
Yeah, it's smaller than her, so larger creatures can move through or along one size smaller. But they can do it, but it's a bit restrictive of their movement.
Gungo will step to here.
Yep.
Step through the portal.
Okay.
Give her a thump with temerity.
I don't know that you can. On the far side, when you reach through with temerity, there's only, I suppose, there's a couple of feet gap.
Okay.
You could reach through with.
Or
with
he'll just walk up the wall. He can just walk up the wall and hit over the top of it.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. No problem.
Yeah.
So attack her over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. And he's going to do it recklessly.
Ooh.
29.
Ooh. Yep. Okay, that's going to hit.
So 36 damage.
Whoa. Is there sneak attack in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because he can use his fancy footwork.
Okay.
Oh, and he was at advantage anyway because of the recklessness.
Okay.
Yep. So he's also going to. I'll do his second attack and get that out the way. 27.
Okay. 27.
If that's a hit, that'll do 13 damage.
Yep.
Yep. And he's going to use his hammering horns as a bonus action.
Okay.
So it'll have to make a DC 21 strength save.
DC 21 strength saving throw. Okay. She's going to pass that, fortunately.
Okay. And then he's just going to take the risk. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't know what happens if he moves down and goes for the portal. Is that opportunity attack?
No, you don't think so.
We'll do that then.
Your fancy footwork. prevents opportunity attacks, doesn't it?
Okay, so Gungo, when you went to the other side and you did the attacks, you could see there were 2 other statues of large serpents with human faces also animating and slithering out of their own alcoves.
Okay. When he's back, he'll go, guys, there's more serpents in there. I think we need to
get out of here.
Maybe pull back and regroup.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could pause a moment. So Gungo, that's your turn.
No, he'll keep moving around the corner a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Assuming Felwyn and
you see Felwyn and Lyndon just like huddling in the back of the corridor.
Yep.
Alid, what do you want to do?
Yeah, Gungo's saying there's 2 more of them. I agree. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so
I guess
you can race down the corridor if you choose, and
yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's my total movement.
Okay, and if you want to dash, you can too to get back out onto the landing. You got no action, or you got a ready in action or something?
No, I'll go ahead and dash just so there's more room in the hallway.
Okay.
For everyone else to get out.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So I say, all right, and go.
Okay, and you've done a runner. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
gonna ignore Gungo.
yeah. Okay, then that's your turn done.
Yeah.
Noida, you're the only one that can see down the passage. And she just vanishes.
Oh.
Okay, I don't like that, like at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And
it's like that moment when there's a big spider in the room, and then you suddenly don't see it anymore.
And this serpent comes slithering and appears through your portal.
Mm-hmm.
And another one you can see thronging at the portal as well.
You.
Okay.
Just one sec. The creature that's now appeared right between you and Gungo. Seems to open its mouth and then do this jet of acid at you, Noida. What's your arm class again? 20? From memory?
17, but if it's an attack, she has a disadvantage now.
Oh, okay. Oh, hang on a sec. Where did she go? Oh yeah, Scatter. Scatter got rid of the thingo. Disadvantage. Okay, in that case, she's going to miss. Very good.
All right.
She's going to try another one. Also at disadvantage, is it?
Yes, until I take damage.
Okay. And then a third one, which is also going to miss. So she spits out these necrotic rays, like a spitting cobra might spit venom. But other than that, let's see, I think that's it. Gungo.
I didn't get a turn.
Oh, didn't it? Did I
yeah,
miss
I think Morty missed that.
Yep.
Go for it.
Yep. So I'll quicken spell. Yeah, I'll quicken spell banishment on the big one in front of me.
That lets you do it as a bonus action?
No, the other way. Bonus action, activate innate sorcery. Then regular action, cast banishment. And with innate sorcery, I can. It's 1 higher DC, so it will be DC 20 charisma save, and I will give her disadvantage on it.
Okay, let's see. Disadvantage. Yep, so this Naga doesn't have Advantage. That's a straight disadvantage. And what am I rolling against?
Charisma DC 20.
Charisma. She fails.
Alright, so she's banished.
Boom.
Darken Gate also disappears, so the other one cannot slither through.
Okay.
And for my movement, I'll just, I guess, casually stroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a slot I can go.
Okay. Just go one back from Gungo, just so you can. Just so not occupying the same square. Gungo.
What's out there, Noida? Gungo will say when.
Hot pursuit.
Hot pursuit.
Hot pursuit.
Just a step back, so you can't see anything when he steps there, right? It's.
Maybe.
Okay.
There's a naga sort of slithering along the. It's only a snake,
yeah,
so
right.
while it's long, it's just going along the walkway.
Okay. But it's big, isn't it?
Yep.
So it'll be able to follow us, but it's going to have to squeeze through here to get through here, right?
Not really. It's a snake, so it's size large. It could fit through a hole that's probably a foot.
Yeah.
Diameter.
Well, yeah. I mean, large creatures can anyway, can't they?
Yeah. No, I mean a snake.
Squeeze. This one can slither, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I think we have to keep moving.
6 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Gungo will. He will. So he can see it there. He'll use his action to use his panache on it.
Okay.
So
this is to try and charm it.
No, because it's in combat. If he succeeds on doing it, this creature will have disadvantage on attack rolls against things other than me. So he'll say, "Look at my fancy dancing, Naga," and he'll 31 for his persuasion. So he has to make an insight check.
Okay. I've got a 24.
Okay. All right.
Swine of a
so then he'll. So that's 10. Only 5 feet. So he'll. Yep. Then start heading out. Bonus action: maintain his rage. So yeah, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against anyone but me, and is at disadvantage on attack rolls.
Is that?
And he'll get to there,
even though it's saved.
I got 31.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. It didn't save.
It's contested, yeah.
Okay, so it failed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Gunko, as you get towards the doorway, you can hear slithering and hissing and chinking of weapons out on the landing in the direction that the lead ran.
Okay. Oh, and lead's gone through the door already?
She's ran past you and out. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's as far as Gungo can get.
Okay. A lead.
I'm done.
Do I see what I think I've seen?
You see the Marylith statue, and it's first the snake wraps around you, and you need to do a DC 17 strength saving throw. I shouldn't be telling you the DCs. I'm just reading it out here.
Oh, no,
7. It wraps, it bashes, it does squeezing damage. Where is it? Okay, 20 damage. Crushing.
Okay.
And it wraps around you. You're now grappled, which means speed 0. You have disadvantage against attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. So you can stab this thing, but just not the other things. And and it can move with you, and it does. It lifts you up, coiled, and just holds you over this spiked pit. And then it starts to. You're also restrained. What is that doing? Attack rolls have advantage. Oh my god. Dexterity disadvantage. Okay. It starts to attack with the blade. Armor class 28. 17 damage.
It hits.
A lead.
Okay.
Yikes. Just going to try again. Armor class 29. Another 17.
It hits. Yep. Okay.
Oh,
Minus
no.
it. Okay.
Okay. Third attack. Natural 20.
Cool.
Which is going to do 19 and 19. 38 damage.
Okay.
Must be looking bad.
Yep.
Okay. That was the fourth one. Whoops. Fifth attack. Misses with a 17. I think.
Okay.
Does that miss? 17?
Yeah, it says I'm 21.
Okay. And another natural 20. Oh my god.
So then 1919 again?
Maybe. Just let me just check. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, you take okay, you gain 1 level of exhaustion, which means -1 to your attack and saving throw and ability checks. Any D20 tests, including initiative. Speed reduced down 5 less. You take 14 damage plus.
Doubled though.
No, 14 is something else. Just one sec. Okay, so that's going to do 20, 34. 34, 44, 45, 53 damage.
If it's above 34, I'm down. So.
Okay. All right. So you're down?
0. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then it lets go of you and drops you into the spike pit.
So kind.
Finish her.
And you take 2 death saving throws. And you're in this shape like that.
Right now, should I roll the death saving throws right now?
No, you
automatic.
You automatically
fails.
have 2 fails if you take damage while you're unconscious.
All right.
What time is it? 11:30? Shall we? Where are we up to? That's the.
She finished the turn?
She has finished her turn.
No, I just finished this turn, I'm saying, maybe.
Oh, yeah, finish this round. So we'll go through to Gungo and a lead, because the lead, that gives you 1 more saving throw. Gungo, your turn.
He'll keep moving this way.
Okay. And you see a Marilyn.
Where is she?
You see a Marilyn standing there looking smug, and it's not animated, like the face is not leering or anything like that, but it's turning and being martial towards you.
Okay.
Looks like it's going to move to attack.
5. So can Gungo get to the wall right there? Like sneak past it along the inside of the wall to
Yeah, so what you could do if you're just using slippers is run to next where the creature is. You would spot a lead pretty quickly. A lead's about 3 feet off the ground because there's a few spikes going through. Go down and walk on the side of the pit and move around.
All right.
But you would.
So we'll do that.
You would need to be sort of here, and you're still within melee range of the Merilith. But...
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, and so okay, no worries. I'm sure he should be able to do what he's going to try and do. 20, he will attack the Merilith recklessly with temerity.
Okay.
Oops, it didn't do it. Twice. Let's do it again. 29.
29 hits.
Okay. Wonder what can do that. So, 27, 31 damage. Oh, hey, that's not right. 29 damage. And he'll just do his second attack on it.
Okay.
32, so that will do 17 damage. And he will use his hammering horns again. So it'd have to make a DC 21 strength save.
DC 21 strength save. Where is she? There she is. Oh, 28. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then he will. Leads 10 feet down, isn't she?
No, well, 7, 9, 8, something like that. Yeah, more than
that's all right.
More than 5 feet.
He can get down just in amongst the spikes, can he?
Yeah, walking down. But we'll treat it as difficult going. Like each 5 foot is 10 foot if you're moving.
Yeah. He'll do that. So he's down next to. I guess he's probably still in melee with that thing because it's.
Yep.
But yeah, he'll get down next to a lead.
Okay.
And that'll be him.
Okay. A lead. You'll go to the light. Now, do you want to roll this death save? You probably should roll this death save in secret. Should we go into the Cone of Silence?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right, a lead. Oh, join voice.
Into. I was going to try.
Coming back. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think there's a way you can do whisper rolls, or you can just do your own roll in Roll20.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do a whisper roll, because if I do it in Roll20, it'll show up in the chat.
Yeah, okay.
How do I do a whisper roll?
I might just jump into the other. Have a look. I'll just jump into the main chat and just ask them because these guys know.
Okay.
Hello. Do you guys know the for whisper rolls in Roll20, like 2DM only? I can't remember.
Yeah, on the D&D Beyond, actually, when you go to the Beyond 20 extension, there's like a little gear icon, and you can check whisper or send to GM kind of thing.
Okay.
I think you know how there's the dice roller on the side, like on the left hand side, there's a dice.
Oh yeah.
I think in the top left corner there's GM roll.
Right. Okay.
Here you go. I'll try one. One and see if anyone sees it. Just so you
go
can
for
see.
It.
Yeah. So you can see that, Anthony? What I just rolled?
No, I can see. The most recent thing I can see is the Merilith doing a strength save.
This is in Roll20, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, well that doesn't work then. It's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Advanced roller.
Okay.
I can hear it. I can hear it going.
It's weird, isn't it? It's not doing it.
I'll try it again. To GM.
Oh, hang on. No, hang on. I think I can. Hang on a sec.
Are you as a player?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So let me just look in the chat. Yeah, I can see them.
Right.
Okay, but you can't see them.
I can see
Chris?
all of yours, but so long as if you can't see each other's, then that's all good.
Yep.
All
so
right,
if you click on that dice on the left-hand side and tick the jam roll in the top left corner, it should do it.
All right, 1 sec. Okay, a lead.
I think I figured it out. Did you get my test roll?
Yeah, D4.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. So now I'll do it for Rio.
Okay.
Just a D20, right? Or D100?
Yes. D20.
Okay. All right. Okay. 18.
All right. So you're still alive, but we'll close off today. Let's move back into the chat.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's what I'm assuming because it's the same one. It's wounded and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, sounds like the same one.
Okay. So we're back in the chat. We've finished, I think, 2 rounds of combat or so. You've activated this stone jade Marolith. It seems to have woken 2 serpent human weird creatures. Gungo's had the tar beat out of him by the Marolith, but he's sort of sucked it up. Elide was the first person to dart out past the crowd. Excuse me. But she, after being teleported, has then done her own teleport and appeared over on the landing. And Gungo, when you rush into the room, you see she's standing there looking like she's ready to take you on, but you spot Elide in the bottom. Race around. You've attacked the creature a couple of times. You're ready to snatch Elide up. She's still looking completely unconscious. There's a few spikes poking up through the ribcage, thigh, whatnot. We're at 11:30. Lyndon and Felwyn are both there with you, Noida, in that passage. They were hoping to make use of this portal because they didn't want to be left behind on the wrong side of a portal and an acid pit. Let's pick it up from there because there's still 2 Naga floating around somewhere. One banished and another one,
crawling.
Crawling, slithering. So let's call it there on a Doctor Who-like cliffhanger, and we'll pick it up in a fortnight.
Nice. Good work.
All right.
Fun.
Yep.
Okay.
See you next time.
See you in a fortnight.
Yep.
See you guys.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck, Ellie.
Good luck. Yes.